everyone, good morning. This morning I wanted to talk to you guys about types of fertility testing that I've gone through so far, and it's only the beginning, but I thought maybe if there were some questions that I could answer for anybody that might be wondering what happens and things like that, then it would be helpful. So first of all, me and my partner have only been trying to conceive for 2 months, so normally that would mean that you would have to wait for a year to see how things goes, because it's perfectly normal for it to take a year or so for you to have a baby or to get pregnant, and that's completely acceptable, and I get that. But the difference is with me is that I might have endometriosis, which I'm also being tested for and going to be documenting too. So far I've had hormone testing. Hormone testing is put in place to see if everything's regulating, allowing you to get pregnant. So I have had a series of blood tests taken on different days to test the levels of hormone in your cycle, because in your cycle you've got various different hormones, each playing a part, a very important and essential part of preparing your body to get pregnant and sustain a baby. Now I've had testing for luteinizing hormone. Luteinizing hormone is the one that shows up on those little ovulation sticks, and which gets stronger in the part of your cycle before you release an egg, which is known as an LH surge to most people, and that has been tested. I've had the follicular stimulation hormone tested. I've had my estrogen and testosterone. Another reason why they test these hormones is to check that you haven't got them imbalanced, and to make sure there might not be any issues for example, like polycystic ovarian syndrome, which you can have different levels of these hormones at the wrong time in your cycle, which can prevent you from ovulating. I had my progesterone test done as well, which I'll come back to. So I had my luteinizing hormone, follicular stimulation hormone, estrogen and testosterone tested at the beginning of the cycle, and it all came back, I'm really lucky, came back normal, which I was pleased to hear. They invited me back on cycle day 21, and I had the progesterone test done, where they took more blood and they sent it away for testing. I haven't had the results of that back yet, even though it was a little while ago now, because I have a second doctor's appointment which I'm going to be going to for a few more tests for any infections and things, and I might as well wait until I go back to that, because sometimes here in the UK it can take quite a while to get a doctor's appointment, as I'm sure as it can anywhere else, so it's not easy, you can't just stroll on in. And I didn't want to get rid of the results over the phone, because I thought if I have questions, I'd rather be in the doctor's office where I can feel a bit more comfortable than sat on the phone, probably bawling my eyes out because I get in a bit of a flap over things like that sometimes. So the first bunch of hormones came back normal. What they're looking for on the progesterone test is for a rise in the progesterone. They took the progesterone at the start of my cycle as well, which was inconclusive because they took it at the wrong time. They weren't actively thinking about that at the start. So they take it on cycle day, typically they take it on cycle day 21. I believe there's a frame of numbers in which the count of progesterone needs to be in between to indicate that you have ovulated. Now, not everybody ovulates on cycle day 14. They take it on cycle day 21 because it is supposed to be mid-luteal phase. However, and the luteal phase is the bit in between when you ovulate and get your period. However, the idea is that if it is within a bracket, or a certain account of progesterone, that you have ovulated. So as long as it's over a certain amount, that indicates that you have. Some people do have issues with progesterone. My question to the doctor was, what if I do? And she said, we will refer you, which means they'll send you to a fertility specialist who can help you with that. I believe there's normally medication or things that are available, but I think the ultimate reason, the thing would be to find out the cause of the progesterone problem. I don't have my progesterone results so far, but something else that my doctor said to me which I found interesting, she asked me if I have regular periods. She said, if you have regular periods, I would be very surprised if you have a problem with your progesterone. So anyone who's sort of wondering if they do, then that might help you get an answer to it. Now, I am a little bit nervous about getting the results. I think that's natural, but I'm sure, I'm staying positive, I'm sure it's going to be fine. I wasn't actually questioning my fertility in that respect anyway. I'm really lucky that the doctors agreed to do the testing, so that's good. What happened in regards to my testing for the possible endometriosis, as I've said in one of my other videos, my sister has been diagnosed with endometriosis, and she suffered with a great deal of pain. And I get pelvic pain, chronic pelvic pain, and my doctor thinks it's worth investigating. So she has booked me a scan at a special hospital that does scans and can check the insides, the ovaries and things like that. The time that took to do was on the NHS, the National Health Service, which in the UK basically is like our insurance system. We get paid. When we get paid, a portion of that money gets removed automatically from our wages and it goes towards the National Health Service. That means that if we have to see a doctor or need medication and need help with something with us, it gets paid for, which is really good. There is sometimes a bit of a waiting list, and it really depends on what it is as well, which is normal because everybody's using the system and the system's under a lot of strain. But I thought it was not bad, because considering speaking to my doctor, having spoke to my doctor, in 2 weeks in one day, I had a letter from the hospital inviting me in for my scan, and then the letter said that the appointment was about 3 weeks after receipt of the letter. So in about a month, I've got my, from start to finish, I've got my appointment at the hospital for the scan, which was really good. I was slightly worried it was going to take months just to get a scan, but it was really good. It was come through quite quick, so I'm